Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Brooklyn Technical High School Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Lucy. I will be your facilitator this evening. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Just be sure to use the @ sign and then whichever school your question is for. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. There is another round of sessions happening tomorrow, and I will show you. Actually, I don't have the schedule for tomorrow, but there's another round coming up, so please be sure to schedule for those. The presentation is also being recorded, so you'll be able to view it within about a week at strivescan.com/BrooklynTech. So without that further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we are going to hand it over to our first institute this evening, which is going to be Wentworth Institute of Technology. Take it away.
All right, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm just going to share my screen with you. If you don't see it, please let me know.
You're good. I see it.
All right, thank you. So my name is Pete Nelson. I'm an admissions counselor at Wentworth Institute of Technology. We are a school located right in Boston. As you can see from this main slide here, we're right in the heart of the city. It's a really fun city. If you've never been up before, absolutely packed with colleges and universities, makes it for a fun, young city. We're a smaller school, small to medium. We're about 4,500 students. This is a list of all of our majors. So we really focus on the STEM, design, and management fields. What makes us a little different, all of these majors you see here, well, we are a school where you have to apply to a major. So you do come in that major. You're in those classes right away. We don't have an undecided option. Not to say that you're stuck in that major, you can switch. What's great about that is, you come, you'll start, you're in these classes right away, classes you're actually interested in, and it's a heavy focus on your major. All of our programs are all hands-on, project-based. Small classes, your average class size is about 19 students. So small classes, you get to know your professors really well, you get to know your fellow students really well. You get access right away to all of the machinery and lab space and everything on campus to get you that good foundation your first 2 years. Because once you get to your junior year, you go out into co-op. I'll explain co-ops on the next slide. And on this slide here, it does list 2 master's degrees. They're both 4+1 programs. So if you stayed 1 extra year, you can get your master's. Our architecture one is the most popular. To be a certified architect, you do need a master's degree. That one's definitely our most popular one. All of these programs, if you're accepted, you will get a merit scholarship. And if you do stay for that 1 extra year into your master's, your merit scholarship rolls over. So what I was saying about co-ops, so your junior year and your senior year, you go out on co-op, which means for 1 semester, that junior year, 1 semester, your senior year, you are not in class for those semesters. You are working full-time in the field in a paid position, same as full-time jobs. You work anywhere from 30, 40 hours a week, all paid. This slide here just shows a small sample of companies that hire our students for co-op. Co-ops are done all over the country. They're a really great way to get you real experience in your field and build a network of professionals in your field. Make sure when you're graduating that return on investment's coming back to you quick so you get a job quickly. So 97% of graduates are working in their field or in grad school within 6 months. A lot of that has to do with the co-op company. A ton of students will get jobs from their co-op company right from graduation. Before they even walk at graduation, they have something lined up for themselves. You have a co-op and careers advisor that's going to help you in your co-op search. So you're not on your own just trying to find a job. You have a co-op and careers advisor. Like I said, co-ops are done all over the country. So some students choose to go back home, do their co-op at home. When you're thinking about where you want to do your co-op, you definitely want to think about where you want to live and work after you graduate, because there is a great chance that company will offer you a job. Like I said, we're heart of Boston. So it's a really fun city. I myself am from Long Island, New York. I was used to New York City, more bigger city. Boston's small, really fun city, packed with colleges. You can walk a lot of it. 2 subway lines do come right to campus. So it does make it easy to get around. That bottom slide there, that bottom picture on this slide shows the Charles River. We're pretty much outdoorsy city. I'll go like kayaking or paddleboarding after work right there on the Charles. You can take the train there. So a ton going on. We are one of the colleges of the Fenway, which is Emmanuel College, Simmons University, Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, and Mass Art and Design. Their schools right in a row, down one street. You can take classes at any of those schools as a Wentworth student, but we also share some clubs, intramurals, social events. So it's a pretty cool program that we're a smaller school. You have the perks of a smaller school, but kind of opens it up, make it feel like a bigger campus. Let's go over application requirements. You can either fill out the Wentworth app on our website or the Common App or on the Common App. There is one letter of recommendation required from a teacher or guidance counselor. You'll have your school send us your transcripts, one personal statement, that essay, list any extracurricular activities you can think of, part-time jobs, anything. There is an application fee, it's $50, but I'll post my email address in the chat. Feel free to send me an email. I'll be happy to share with you a fee waiver code so you don't have to pay that fee. We are test optional, SATs or ACTs not required. We were test optional before the pandemic as well. Then there's that additional information section. There you can post anything that myself, who will be reading your application, might not see from your transcript. So definitely post anything there. We're a D3 school. We have Division III sports. We have a ton of clubs, whether they be cultural, identity, academic, social clubs. You have a ton of clubs going on. There's a ton to do. I'd say if you're going to take away anything from Wentworth today, it would be if you're really looking for that hands-on project-based curriculum, small classes, being right in a city, but still on one main campus. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years. So it's a great question to ask city schools. Not every city school guarantees housing all 4 years. And then the co-op programs, definitely the main reason students come to Wentworth, to make sure that they are getting that experience, building that network of professionals, so when they graduate, they can start their career quickly. Again, thanks. I'll post my email address in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you have any questions for me tonight, feel free to put them in the Q&A.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from Vanderbilt University.
Thank you. I'm going to get my screen sharing going. Start my slideshow from the beginning. Okay, can you see that? Does that look good, Lucy?
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. So wonderful to be here with everyone, my colleagues from other schools. My name is Jan Suter. I'm an admissions officer at Vanderbilt. I've worked there for about 10 years. I actually relocated from Manhattan to Nashville, which has been amazing. The best of both worlds. I've traveled a lot back to the New York City area for Vanderbilt and love New York City deeply, but I've really come to embrace Nashville and Vanderbilt. So I've been working from the second bedroom of my apartment, although my background shows lovely tulip trees because we're fully in bloom. We're certainly missing seeing you all in person and hope to get back to that sometime in the near future. But right now, Vanderbilt is doing everything virtually, although we did have a population of students on campus this year. This is a photo of our beautiful campus. It's 330 pedestrian-friendly, connected acres, and the city of Nashville surrounds us. We do have all 4 seasons, but especially spring and summer. So a really, really long growing season, a little bit of snow that melts, goes away. We've probably been in spring now for about a month. So weather is an important thing to consider. A little bit about Vanderbilt at a glance. We do refer to ourselves as a mid-size residential research liberal arts university. You can see that we're mid-size. We have just around 7,000 total undergraduates with a focus on undergraduate teaching and learning, but you're also at a university. So we do have about 6,000 graduate students, very, very happy in their graduate homes, but all of those resources for graduate students do trickle down to our undergraduates. If you add up our majors and our minors and our 5-year programs, it takes our academic offerings to over 100. Really, whatever you want to do academically at Vanderbilt, you can certainly do that. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. You're going to see a map in a moment which shows that our students come from everywhere. That's really represented in this next number, 475 plus student organizations. Everything you can think of. I just finished reading thousands and thousands of applications, and I'm amazed at the things that you've done in your schools, in your communities, all of those extracurricular activities. You come to Vanderbilt and you want to recreate some of those experiences and try new ones. So the plus means that every year our students are creating new student organizations. Jumping down to that 3-to-1 squirrel to student ratio, that's just an adorable way of saying that we are a beautiful park-like connected green campus. 44% of our students do identify as members of a minority, students of color. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are Vanderbilt values. We really do embrace this idea of bringing students from, as you see here, around the country and around the world. Most of our students are not from the state of Tennessee, nor are they from the Southeast. Students come from absolutely everywhere. Not North Dakota at the moment, so there's an opening there. But the depth and breadth of high schools and experiences and backgrounds, and about 11% of our population is actually international. It's about bringing students to campus, supporting them in a lot of different ways, support coming from faculty, but from other students as well, and making sure that everyone has access to a really, really rich Vanderbilt experience. You'll see here our 4 academic colleges or schools. And again, those 100 different majors, minors, 5-year programs are sprinkled throughout. We are a liberal arts university. That means gaining knowledge and skills from a lot of different areas. So our students will dabble and explore. They'll change their minds with regard to majors. You have 2 full years to land on a major. Probably won't take you that long, but we have a lot of support to help you figure that out. And we don't just define learning as what's your major. 50% of your Vanderbilt experience is going to happen outside of the classroom through immersive experiences. This is such an important part of the Vanderbilt experience that we have formalized it through a program called Immersion Vanderbilt, where every Vanderbilt student is required to complete at least one immersive experience, knowing that our students probably will complete multiple immersive experiences. And these can be internships. These could be creative endeavors. It could be study abroad, research, getting involved in community service. It's that 50% of your learning that happens outside of the classroom, but it is the integration of knowledge with experience, as you see there. We are a residential university. In a typical year, and this has not been a typical year, but in a typical year, 95% of our students choose to live on campus all 4 years. And we have a residential college model. You see an example of one of our residential colleges here. That is students living and learning together along with faculty members. And again, it's this idea that support comes in a lot of different ways and engagement comes in a lot of different ways. It certainly happens in and out of the classroom on our campus. And our students will tell me that they come from competitive environments. That's not really how they describe Vanderbilt. It's much more about collaboration and cooperation. Again, that 50% of your experience will happen outside of the classroom. Our students like to have fun. We have an array of speakers and performers. We have every level of competition in terms of sports. We have Division I men's and women's sports, as well as club sports and intramurals. Lots and lots of ways to get involved at Vanderbilt, which is a really, really important part of your experience also. Nashville is an incredible city. Like I said, I've fallen deeply in love with it. Our students connect with the city through fun, food, festivals, music, through internships, research. We're a top city for young professionals, so some of those students certainly stick around and are able to experience Nashville through graduate programs, as well as getting jobs in the city. And again, we are a part of the city of Nashville, located right in the center, so the best of both worlds. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we will hear from Florida Polytechnic University.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Alexandra. I am an admissions counselor with Florida Polytechnic University. We are located in Lakeland, Florida. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well and see if all goes well. Am I set to go?
Yes, looks good.
Awesome. So as I was mentioning, we are located in Lakeland, Florida, which is really slap in the middle between Orlando and Tampa. So a good 45 minutes each way if you're a Busch Gardens or if you're a Disney type of person. But really being located in Lakeland gives us a really great opportunity to be a smaller university and really making sure that our students have the opportunity to really focus in on their academics. What is so unique about our university is that we are a public small university with just under 1,400 students in total. That is our undergrad and our graduate students. With that, our students are very focused in STEM. We only offer STEM different programs and concentrations for our students, whether it be on the computer science side or maybe a little bit more on the electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. Our students are focusing on a wide array of courses. I'm just going to go ahead and flip on over to all the different programs of study that we do offer. What is very unique about our curriculum is that our students actually focus in on their program of study for 3 full years. So first, your first year is going to be more general education courses, but while you're in your classes of only 20 to 21 students on average, with no auditorium courses at all, because we're a small university, our students can really connect with their professors. And that's one of the biggest things that we really want to ensure our students are able to do, is to ensure that they are connecting with the professors as they're working through their program of study. But as you can see there, there's a few different bullet points under all of the bolded titles, and those are the concentrations that our students can choose on top of their programs of study. So really just giving them that extra leg up during their 3 years of really focusing in on their STEM bachelors. Very excited as we continue to grow the university, because we are a newer university in the state of Florida. We are going into our 8th academic year, and we really are continuously growing with all of the different programs that we offer. Our newest one is going to be cybersecurity engineering, as we're very excited to continue that growth. But one of the core pieces to the curriculum is actually going to be not only an internship, but also a capstone project. So talking about kind of both separately, our students in their senior year have to complete a capstone project where they are partnered with one of our hundreds of companies that we partner with. They are given a prompt, and then they have to actually build a prototype. Hopefully it works by the end of their senior year, and they get to show off their project to, of course, all those companies, and just one of the big events that we're able to have on campus. So very excited for that capstone piece to the curriculum, as it is required, but also our internships are required as well for our students to complete before they graduate. This really is to ensure that they are secured in, and really just making sure they get as much experience as possible when it comes to before graduating, getting out into the real world. So we really accredit our percentages you see here on the screen of 75% of our students being able to secure a job within just 3 months of graduation to this internship requirement. As commonly our students actually complete more than one internship. They usually on average complete 2 to 3 internships throughout their 4 years here to really gain as much experience as possible. But I did want to share with you just kind of an overview of what the campus looks like. Just as I mentioned, we are kind of newer in Lakeland, so I did want to provide just a quick kind of overview of really our campus, as it is beautiful and located in Lakeland here. This is actually a shot of our campus. And as I mentioned kind of earlier, very close to downtown Tampa, and of course in the Orlando area, where Universal, Disney, NASA, where is actually one of the companies that our students commonly work with to complete those internships, as we have an aerospace concentration for our students to complete. So tons of different opportunities for students, of course, outside of the classroom and inside the classroom, to really get connected with their classmates and also with companies throughout the state of Florida. We don't limit the internships, though, of course, to the state of Florida, throughout the US, and of course internationally. In a non-COVID world, it's a little bit easier, but we continue to make sure that our students have these options. Being a smaller university, it was easy to have our students still be in class during this past year, just with some protocols, of course, put into place. But our students were definitely able to be in courses, in class with their professors, and we're going to be fully back in person 100% come this fall. So very excited as we continue to move forward. If you do have any questions at all, I'm going to go ahead and put my email in the chat as well. So please feel free to ask any questions for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from Ohio State University, the Ohio State University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. One of my favorite things about working in admissions is learning about other schools. I hope that all of you are encouraged and learning about something new that you never heard about before. I know that I've really enjoyed being with this group. We were together last night too. So welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My name is Lauren Heatherly and I'm so excited to represent The Ohio State University. We are a top ranking public university located in Columbus, Ohio. I actually am based in Brooklyn. So shout out to Brooklyn. I know that not all of you live there, but you go to school there. So I've definitely been to your high school. I look forward to continuing to work with you after this presentation as well. Here's my contact information on the screen. Hopefully I can bring the Buckeye spirit to all of you today. It was a beautiful day today in Columbus, beautiful day today in Ohio. And one of the things I love about working for a large top public research school is really the fact that students can literally study anything that they're interested in. I know a lot of us shared all the varieties of different majors that we offer. We have our different strengths, but something that's really neat about a large school is that sometimes you can dive into a little bit greater detail than many other places have the capacity to offer. So for example, we offer over 200 different majors. We have over 500 specializations and minors, and 100 of those are STEM related minors. Just to give a picture, we've got 13,000 different classes that we offer each year. And I realize this slide says that we have over 68,000 students on campus, which is true as well. I believe I'm the largest school that's on this call, but our undergraduate student body tends to be around 43,000. So you have an incoming class of about 7,600 or so students every single year joining you from all over the world, all over the nation, not just Ohio people, although we're pretty cool too. Our admissions process is actually major blind. So what's really neat about that is that if you are admitted to Ohio State, you essentially have every program that we offer accessible to you. There are a few that are a little bit more competitive that I can coach you through, like our College of Engineering, Design, and possibly even nursing. But for the most part, if you did decide to switch your major or double major or minor, maybe in a seemingly unrelated field, that's totally normal at Ohio State. So I wanted to encourage you that you're not tied to just one academic college in your time at Ohio State. The faculty, I know if you saw on the last slide, we've got 19:1 faculty to student ratio. We're bringing in faculty from all over the world, which has kept us highly ranked for undergraduate teaching. They are equipping our graduates to be some of the most competitive and highly sought after students every single year. And any student can take part in undergraduate research starting their first year. So across every single major, every single field of study, you could be part of original inquiry, deciding to join faculty in their research or coming up with your own, which is really special. And some of our students will do that all 4 years, whether it be locally in Columbus, internationally. We even have students that are participating in the research that we're doing in Antarctica at our Bird Polar Research Center, which I learned about starting working here. There are students that are working with our scientists there. So we've got opportunities all over the world for research, as well as study abroad. We offer over 200 different trips in 50 countries on all 7 continents, which is pretty unique and pretty exciting. I didn't believe it till I heard it either. A couple of other opportunities I want to share with you that I think are really important to know about Ohio State, especially because some people hesitate a large school, some people are thrilled about it, but I wanted to share that we have programs in place to make sure your transition to campus is successful. So we have first and second year programs that are designed to help you succeed with full-time staff, full-time students working them. Like I said earlier, our students take part in research and study abroad, and we even provide the funding to do that. So we have a program in our second year called the Second Year Transformational Experience Program, also known as STEP, and you can actually apply for a fellowship of up to $2,000, and you have a faculty mentor working with you to make that happen. So it can be for research, a creative endeavor, it can be to help fund maybe your living situation for an internship that you earn. Pretty amazing opportunity. You get to come back to campus and present at a STEP Expo. Outside of the classroom, you're also going to find community with fellow Buckeyes by getting involved in over 1,300 different student-led clubs and organizations. Most of the students that I work with tend to be involved in probably 4, sometimes more different organizations, some based on academics, some social, but they're all run by you, and you can start a new one if you don't see one that interests you. Another really cool program is our digital flagship program, where every incoming student receives a brand new iPad, an Apple Pencil, and case, and we're engaging those opportunities in the classroom as well. Some of these opportunities that you see now on the screen are available to you to apply to during the application process. So on your Common App, there are 2 optional essays, one for the Moral Scholarship, which is a scholarship and a program. It's themed around social justice. Our students absolutely are involved in activism and bringing about change to their local communities that they're either a part of with their own identities or becoming allies. So just knowing that that exists on our campus, we give a lot of money to this resource every single year. You could get up to a full cost of attendance scholarship for 4 years out of state tuition. Pretty amazing community of students. Our moral scholars are some of my favorite students on campus. And actually this year, our president and vice president are both moral scholars, just to give you an idea of the leaders that they are. We also offer honors and scholars programs. That's an optional essay on the Common App as well. You can begin with even smaller class sizes. Most of our classes have 50 students or less in them, but honors classes already begin with probably about 25 to 30 students in them. And then we have learning communities as well, where you can live around students that share your interests, that share maybe a similar career path and a work ethic to you. One of my favorite things to talk about, and I'm running out of time, I forgot to set my timer, but I could talk all day about Ohio State, and I hope you'll connect with me after. But I love where we're located. So we are a large public research university that's located in a really cool city. So the city surrounds us, much like how Vanderbilt described theirs. We have in Columbus about 900,000 people that live there. So it's a really navigable city. It's a young city. It's a diverse city. It's a very inclusive city. And I just would love for you to have the chance to come visit. It's not even too far. It's only about less than a 2-hour flight from all of you where you are. And I've definitely driven to Columbus myself. So I hope that you'll consider applying early action to be qualified for some of our merit scholarships for out-of-state students. And I look forward to answering any questions that you might have about Ohio State afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we'll hear from University of Connecticut.
All right, thank you. My name is Bob Hobson. I'm one of the senior admissions officers with the University of Connecticut. Thank you for having me on tonight. And it's certainly a pleasure to join my colleagues to talk about our institutions. I'm going to try to go through as quickly as possible to show you a little bit about the University of Connecticut and what we're about. So I'm going to get my share screen going and see if I can use a little bit of a, I don't think I hope I got it there. Just Lucy, and thumbs up if I'm okay. So for the University of Connecticut, again, if you can see, I'm hoping you can see my PowerPoint okay.
Yep, it's good.
Good, thank you. For the University of Connecticut, we are a 4-year public university. We are located in Storrs, Connecticut, which is our main campus. It's about a half hour east of Hartford, maybe about an hour and a half from Boston. And from those of you who are in New York City, we are just a hop, skip, and a jump, maybe 2.5 hours, just a little bit more towards the eastern part of Connecticut. Our roots, if you will pardon the expression, is more agriculture, certainly from 1881. That's what we started out as. We have evolved into much more than that today. We are basically a college that is made up of about 20,000 undergraduate students at the main campus in Storrs. We're about 24,000, which includes our satellite campuses as well. We have campuses in Hartford, Connecticut, Waterbury, Stamford, and the Avery Point campus as well. And with each of these different campuses, it does kind of lead all the roads to Storrs, Connecticut. But even for our satellite campuses, there are some students that may eventually finish their 4-year programs based on what majors may be offered at those campuses as well. So that's a big part of what UConn is about as far as the state of Connecticut, and UConn being basically Connecticut's flagship university. Again, the main campus being in Storrs, Connecticut. When we talk about agriculture, is what we started at. We're much more than that today. We're basically a college of 10 schools and colleges. We have programs in agriculture, health, and natural resources, engineering, business, education, liberal arts and sciences, which is our largest college. We have a School of Fine Arts, nursing, pharmacy, and also a School of Social Work as well, which is one of our newer majors on our campus, and also one for a 2-year program, which is a rack to fix program in agriculture in addition. Of those 10 schools and colleges, we have almost over 115 different majors that students can choose from. A lot of choices. It's a pretty broad range, including minors and concentrations. But for all students, there are a significant number of options for any student coming in. You do not have to know specifically what major you want to get into. You can come in undecided, and we do have exploratory programs for students to help you eventually select where you may eventually want to go. To me, I think for any college, and that's for most of us, but especially for the University of Connecticut, especially for our location, I'm a big proponent of the traditional college campus setup. And for the University of Connecticut, it's not just about the academic programs and our research opportunities. It's certainly about the residential component. How many students are going to come to our campus and live on our campus? The majority of our students do reside on our campus. We have almost over any given year, 13,000 students that are living on our campus, and a significant number just off campus as well, and some of our off-campus housing. But it all kind of plays into that one community, what we're looking for, which creates a little bit of that balance between what you do in the classroom and what you get a chance to do beyond the classroom. For UConn, we have a significant number of opportunities to get in clubs and different organizations, certainly different events that we have on our campus, different cultural centers, community service opportunities. We have a significant number of certainly things that students can get involved with the University of Connecticut, and that's our expectation. We want students to come to our college campus, and trust me, you'll know you're on our campus when you're here. We're not in a city setting. It's pretty much a rural setting based, again, on our agricultural roots, but we want students to become part of our campus community. And I think that's a big part of what certainly UConn is about. We just finished, maybe a year or two ago, a new student recreation center. It's 180,000 square feet, but that's a big part of what UConn is. It's intramural programs. It's an opportunity to get involved in clubs with certainly for athletics or performing arts, but it's about being involved in our campus. And that is the expectation. It's not just what you do in the classroom. It's what we expect students to do even outside the classroom as well. We have our Division I athletic programs, certainly known for our men's and women's basketball programs, but that's a big part of that traditional college campus fit as well. And so for a lot of our students to get a chance to partake and watch some of the football, basketball, baseball, hockey games that are a big part of certainly student life and campus life. Now, for the University of Connecticut, we use a common application or the coalition application as you get close to the fall. If you're looking to apply to UConn, certainly there are some deadlines we'd like students to adhere to. Ideally, December 1st is where students can certainly apply for priority, January 15th at the latest. And so I leave you with that. I'm going to move on because I think my time is up there. We're moving pretty quickly. I also leave you with certainly something with the UConn Nation for certainly our virtual experiences and certainly to get any kind of a tour of the campus. So I thank you for your time. I'll let you go on to the next. And I will put my name and certainly email address in the chat section. Thank you.
Thanks so much. And then finally this evening, Alfred University.
Let me get stopped this share. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see. I lost me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My name is Susan White. I'm an Associate Director of Admissions at Alfred University. This is King Alfred, the King of the Saxons. He was the education king. The school, the village, and Alfred State College across the street from us are all named after him.
Susan, just sorry to interrupt. We cannot see your screen if you are sharing. I'm not sure if you are or not.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how to. Okay, is that better?
No, you just need to hit the share screen. It's the green button at the bottom.
I don't know why I can't get both all of a sudden. I don't know how to do that. It was working fine before. Can you, if you can hear me, I'm going to leave it this way.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. But then I can't see this. This is our location. We are in Western New York at the bottom of the state. We're between Binghamton and Buffalo. We're south of Rochester. New York City is over here. We're about 5.5 hours from New York City. You've probably figured out very quickly from my accent that I am originally from Brooklyn. And Alfred University runs a graduate program in counseling out of St. Francis College. We've run it for many, many years, and a lot of New York City counselors are graduates of Alfred University. We are a private school founded in 1836. We are the oldest coeducational institution in New York State and the second oldest in the country. We have been diverse from the beginning, welcoming all people who wanted to attend Alfred. Our first class had 23 women and 16 men, highly unusual. Our first international students came early on, students of color and indigenous students as well. Go back to this. This is a bird's eye view of the campus. We have 5 academic units: the School of Art and Design, the College of Engineering, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the College of Business, and the Division of Performing Arts. The School of Art and Design and all of the materials-based engineering programs at Alfred are part of the SUNY system. We are not SUNY tuition, we're state supported. We're not a state school. We are listed on the SUNY application under the SUNY center campuses because we're a doctoral degree granting organization. Let's go down here a little further. We have, if there's ever been a style of dormitory built anywhere, we probably have one of them on our campus. We have suites, corridors, single rooms, living learning communities. We have apartments and some off campus as well. There are a variety of dining opportunities on campus where you can use the dining card that you pay for at the beginning. The application process has changed a little bit. We, as of this year, we became test optional. We will be test optional for the next 2 years. And at that point, we will make a decision if we're going to stay that way. If you want us to use your test scores, we will do that. You can indicate on the application and we will use your test scores to your advantage or not. So if you indicate you want them used, we will. Our art program requires a portfolio. That information is all on our website. Basically, it's 15 to 20 pieces that show different aspects of your work. We require a high school transcript. If you're a transfer student, a college transcript, the board scores are optional, an essay, and we do require at least 1 letter of recommendation. Scholarships are automatic. They're granted with your application. Your letter will include the scholarship letter if you're going to receive one. We start reviewing FAFSAs and accepting them in October. And as I said, merit scholarships are awarded at the time that you're accepted at Alfred. We are a small school. We have about 1,900 undergraduates and 350 graduate students on campus, and then the New York City program and other programs throughout the state. So it is, we have more than just what's located on the campus. We have been open the entire year. We closed last March. We were closed through the summer, but we opened in the fall, and we've been very lucky and been able to stay open throughout the year. We do require testing. We have not decided if we're going to require students to be vaccinated to come back to campus, but as of now, we plan to be open. You can come and visit. You have to make an appointment. You can't just show up on campus, but you can show up and visit. You can make an appointment to visit. We have an outstanding career services office that will begin to work with you early on. They will show up at orientation and tell you that if you show up in their offices that day, they will actually begin to work with you. We have internships, co-ops, study abroad. We do offer a $1,000 award to help defray the costs that might be involved in any of those activities. And we have about a 95% either in graduate school or employed in the field, in your field of study at the time that you, within a year after graduation. In general, you are accepted to the major that you apply for. You can apply as undecided and select the major later, but you do go directly into your major. You don't have to start, or you don't apply to the university, you apply to the major that you're interested in, with the exception of undecided. Small classes, our average class size is about 18 students. Some classes will be larger. An introductory English class, an introductory chemistry class could be up to 40 students, but we do not have any large lecture halls or any large classes of any kind. We have an outstanding equestrian program. We're Division III athletics. We have 19 intercollegiate athletics, and then we have an equestrian program. We have skiing, and we have cheerleading, which are not extra above the 19 other programs that we have. We are definitely competitive athletics, even though we're not Division I. We feel that athletics has its proper place and that students belong in the classroom first, but we want you to partake in that as well. We have about 85 clubs and activities. They come and go as students come and go. We encourage students to start organizations that they're interested in. If we don't have something, we would encourage you to take a leadership role and start it. Our student activities office will work with you to make that happen. We have four different applications. You can use our own application, which is on our website. We are on the New York State SUNY application, and we're on the Common application. So any one of those work for us. You can apply on any one of those. I will put my information in the chat, and I would love to hear from any of you, and I hope that you will come and visit us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing. It was great information. So with that, I just want to say thank you again for joining. If you have any final questions, please feel free to leave them in the Q&A. Let me just share my screen real quick, but when you come out of the link, you will get a quick 4-question survey, and then there are more sessions happening tomorrow, so please be sure to sign up for those sessions, and the recording will be available at strathscan.com/BrooklynTech. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a fantastic evening. Bye.
Bye.